Varadhari. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Sata Srimati His Divine Grace Abhaya Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Sata Srimati His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya Ki Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuran Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. So today we are very fortunate to have with us His Grace Pranavananda Prabhu. Hare Bol. So Prabhu don't need any introduction, but still we should know more about him. So I'll tell. So His Grace Pranavananda Prabhu was born in traditional Sri Vaishnava family and well-established family. Since childhood, Prabhu has a strong inclination towards spirituality, learning various spiritual principles from eminent spiritual personalities, and which nurtured his devotion to Sri Krishna. From very childhood, he was worshipping the deities, hearing Harikatha, reading spiritual literatures, and sharing spirituality was the integral part of his life. From very young age, he was very determined to dedicate his life to serve the society. He completed his BTech in computer science engineering from SRM University, and while being there, he was having biology deity, and he was worshipping it in a hostel room also that time. And we have very wonderful devotees who are preached by him. We have Pratik Prabhu, who is his mentee. So Prananand Prabhu was facilitator for Pratik Prabhu. and subsequently he dedicated his life. He joined ISKCON Pune temple with the blessings of his parents and got initiated in 2019 by His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj. And since that time, he's serving Maharaj as a personal servant, cooking for him. He is staying in his base is in Govardhan Eco Village GEV, and being there, he is serving in various departments like guest department and kitchen. GEV kitchen serves thousands and thousands of plates of prasadam every day, and he is one of the pioneer and managing that kitchen. And at the same time, he is in a managing committee of ISKCON Adilabad temple. Prananand Prabhu has delivered lectures over thousands of hours. He has 2,80,000 subscribers on YouTube and as well as Instagram, both of them. He is very famous on the TV channels like Suman TV, Dreams TV, Red TV, Bhakti, Sanatan Dharma Vedika, and many more. He travels all around the world giving these discourses on Krishna consciousness, and he is very well known as a Telugu speaker. Devotees love his lectures, especially in Telugu, as well as English and Hindi, but very amazing lectures in Telugu and different series like Ramayana and everything. He got saffron on Gopashtami last Kartik month, and as well as Brahman initiation on Amaliki Ekadashi recently, and he started his deity services as well. So currently, Prabhu is in when His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj will be in West, so he'll be blessed with the association of Prananand Prabhu in this belt of Telangana, traveling from here to different places like Armoor, Nirmal, Khambam, and many places. So we'd like to welcome His Grace Prananand Prabhuji for to ISKCON Hyderabad temple by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he is our very dear friend and like very motherly devotee. Before cooking for Maharaj, when we were staying in another center, we were not getting good prasadam. So Prabhu used to come in his holidays and cook for us. So that is little personal. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 29, text number 2. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narada Uvacha. Purusham Puranjanam Vidyat. Yadvakyanat Atmanapuram. Ekadvitrichatuspadam. Bahupadam apadakam. Narada Uvacha. Purusham Puranjanam Vidyat. Yadva Nakyadatmanapuram. Ekadvitrichatushpadam. Bahupadam apadakam. Narada Uvacha. Purusham Puranjanam Vidyat. Yadvanakyat Yeva Dvitrichatushpadam. Bahupadam apadakam. Narada Uvacha. Purusham Puranjanam Vidya. Purdvanakyatmanapuram. एकद्वित्रिचतुष्पादम् बहुपादम् अपादकम् नारद उवाच पुरुषं पुरञ्जनं विद्या यद्वाक्यत्वात्मनः पुरम् एकद्वित्रिचतुष्पादम् बहुपादम् अपादकम् नारद उवाच पुरुषं पुरञ्जनं विद्या यद्वा नख्यात् आत्मनः पुरम् एकद्वित्रिचतुष्पादम् बहुपादम् अपादकम् वैष्णवीस् नारद उवाच पुरुषं पुरञ्जनं विद्या यद्वा नख्यात् आत्मनः पुरम् एकद्वित्रिचतुष्पादम् बहुपादम् अपादकम् नारद उवाच पुरुषं पुरञ्जनं विद्या word to word meanings. Narada Uvacha. Narada said, Purusham, the living entity, the enjoyer, Puranjanam, King Puranjana, Vidya, one should know, Yat, in as much as Vyanikti, he produces Atmanaha of himself, Puram, dwelling place, Eka, one, Dvi, two, three, Chatushpadam, with four legs, Bahupadam, with many legs, Apadakam, with no legs. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhaya Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. The great sage Narada Muni continued, you must understand that Puranjana, the living entity, transmigrates according to his own work into different types of bodies, which may be one-legged, two-legged, three-legged, four-legged, many-legged, or simply legless. Transmigrating into these various types of bodies, the living entity, as the so called enjoyer, is known as Puranjana. Purport. How the spirit soul transmigrates from one type of body to another is nicely described here. The word Ekapada, one-legged, refers to ghosts. For it is said that ghosts walk on one leg. How many of you know this? Did anybody see? The word Dvipada refers to human beings. When he is old and invalid, the human being is supposed to be three-legged. What is the third leg? Yeah, walking stick. Here Sri Prabhupada says, because he walks with the help of a stick or some kind of cane. Of course, the word Chatushpada means four, are animals. The word Bahupada refers to those creatures who have more than four legs. There are many insects, such as centipede, and also many aquatic animals that have many legs. The word Apadaka, meaning without legs, refer to serpents. The name Puranjana indicates one who enjoys possessing different types of bodies. His mentality for enjoyment in the world is accommodated by different types of bodies. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावधन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे बृंदावनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गोर्मम मन्दामतिर्गते मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधा मदनमोहनौ। Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all the devotees, especially His Grace Anandmai Prabhu, to shower your mercy that I can speak something useful and meaningful from Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are reading from Canto 4, chapter number 29, text number 2. The translation says, the great sage Narada Muni continued, you must understand that Puranjana, the living entity, transmigrates according to his own work into different types of bodies, which may be one-legged, two-legged, three-legged, four-legged, many-legged, or simply legless. Transmigrating into these various types of bodies, the living entity, as the so-called enjoyer, is known as Puranjana. So here, the famous spiritual master in Srimad Bhagavatam, who has delivered many devotees like Prahalada, Dhruva, Mrigari, is in his next preaching tour, delivering one more wonderful personality, Prachina Bhari. Recently, I was talking to one devotee from America. So he was telling, Prabhuji, do you do direct preaching or indirect preaching? He was asking. So I said, I do direct preaching. So here, Narad Muni is taking one approach. He is preaching directly through indirect message. So there are different ways of conveying what you want to convey to the people. In our voice, um, we had one cleaning in charge. So sometimes devotees would not do their duties properly and the dustbin would overflow. So that devotee would say, oh, the dustbin is in ecstasy today, it is overflowing. Like that he would say. Then we should understand that what has happened wrong and we have to correct it. Recently, I was seeing one video in that a devotee has not cleaned his car nicely. So they have written Cheto Darpana Marjanam on that. Sometimes you may get the instructions directly, very straightforward, in a very blunt way. If the person thinks that you may not take it, sometimes it may be indirect also. And if you do not understand indirect message, then you have to ask for clarification. Like here, Prachina Bhari is doing and Narad Muni is explaining him in more detail. So here, Srila Prabhupada says that the word Ekapada is one-legged referred to ghosts. You know who become ghosts? Yeah, some people who commit suicide in Mumbai, in one of our temples, is near to very close to hospital. So one devotee, he was staying, he was guest in charge. So he would take care of the guest rooms. And one night he slept and suddenly somebody knocked on his door at 1 a.m. in the morning. This devotee went and one Mataji said, I need place to stay. Can I stay? He said, okay, Mataji, you stay in the room. I am going outside. And he went out. And again, he went to another room, and again, somebody knocked on the door. Again, he opened. Again, the same Mataji said, I want to stay in the room. Then again, he went out. Again, that lady came. And for next few days, he started seeing many, many living entities in the night. Some would just lift the bed, some would lift the sofa, some would lift the fridge. And this fellow got so scared. He went and complained to the authorities. I am able to see so many supernatural, unnatural living entities in the night. What should we do? So then they called one person and then he said, these are all the Atmas for whom properly the Antima Samskaras were not performed. So that person, he did a mega Antim Samskar for all the Jivatmas in the temple. And then everybody left. So I was asking, how is your experience with the ghosts? What did they tell you? So he was telling, I asked, are they all Hindus? He said, no, Prabhuji, the ghosts are from different religions. Then why did they come to the temple? They just want to take shelter of Krishna. They just want to be relieved from this ghostly body. They face lot of misery when they do not have a body to perform their activities. He was telling. And then I asked him, after this person performed the Antim Samskaras, did they go? Yes, Prabhuji, everybody left happily. So, here one legged. If you see somebody like that sometime, then you may chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for their deliverance. So, and then Srila Prabhupada is saying the word Dvipada refers to human beings. It is said in the Shastras that human form of life is very rare. Durlabho manusho deho tadapi durlabha mardadam manushatvam mumukshatvam vaikunta priyadarshanam. It is just not getting a human form of life, but it is actually understanding what human form of life actually means to, and understanding the purpose and living for it is what gives manushatvam, mumukshatvam. And then if somebody is having Krishna's greatest mercy, then they will come across the devotees of Krishna who will guide us on a right path. Vaikunta Priya Darshanam. And then in the purport it says, then four-legged, then Bahupada, many-legged, then Apadaka, no legs. Can you say any living entity which has no legs? Snakes. How to become snakes? if you envy a devotee, it's the easiest way to become a snake. Actually, life is all about choices. The kind of choice we make, the kind of association we are in, the kind of consciousness we choose to be, you get that kind of body. So, it is all about the consciousness in which we are. It is said that there are 84 lakh species. How many of you know how many categories is it divided to? How many categories? Does anybody know how many categories are the living entities divided into? 6 categories. The first is aquatics. How many lakhs of species are aquatics? 9 lakh. And the next species is plants. How many are plants? 11 lakh, 20 lakhs plants. And then next species are insects. How many insects? 11 lakh. Somebody can keep the count so that you can see if it is 84 or not. 9 lakh of aquatics, 20 lakh of plants, 11 lakh insects, 10 lakh birds, 30 lakh animals, and 4 lakhs of human beings. So these are 84 lakh species. How does a living entity get into this 84 lakh species? What is the cause? His own choice. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his teachings to Srila Rupa Goswami on the Dasaswamedha Ghat, also takes a similar approach of classifying the living beings. He says that in this universe there are millions of living beings. Either they are moving from one planet to another or one species to another species. And then he classifies them into Sthavara and Jangama. And in that, the living entities who are flying, the living entities on the land, the living entities who are swimming in the waters. And then he goes to say about human beings and then devotees and self-realized. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the cause of everything is the karma which a living entity performs. But Kali Yuga soul is so intelligent. I was recently seeing a video in that one astrologer. You know what she was telling? He says that you go to a hospital, go and sit in the hospital for 1 hour, drink some water in the hospital, purchase something from hospital's canteen and eat, rest for some time on the seat and come back home. And the person says, what will happen by doing this? You know what she says? If in your karma it is written that you have to go to hospital, that means you have to sit in the hospital, sleep in the hospital, drink hospital's water, eat hospital's food. So before getting actually admitted, you go and artificially do it and come back. That will nullify your karma. The Kali Yuga living entity is thinking that we may fool Krishna's laws also by doing that. Do you actually think by just drinking water and eating hospital's food you will remove the karma? So that is how people are thinking these days actually. And people are, I don't know how many of, but the video at least had around 10 million views. So there is no escape actually for the loss of karma unless and until we surrender to a devotee and then until we perform devotional service. Samashritayai padapallava plava mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam budir vatsa padam param padam 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 yadvipadam natesha. So a Kali Yuga jiva is trying to be very intelligent, but it is not possible. It is just by taking shelter of devotees. Here the verse says Ekapada, Dvipada, Tripada, Chatushpada, Apadaka. If you want to remove all these padas from our life and never come into any other padas in our lives, then we should take shelter of Srila Prabhupada. If we take shelter of Srila Prabhupada, then we will have no other pada. That is for sure. Otherwise, we'll be just simply coming again and again into different forms of life. Punarapi jananam, puranapi maranam, puranapi janani, jhatare sayanam. Iha samsare, bahudustare, kripaya pare, pahi morare. So, Srimad Bhagavatam says that one who takes shelter of the devotees of the Lord, who are carrying the lotus feet of Krishna, then we may be delivered from this world. There is a story in our scriptures which tells that Narad Muni again wanted to preach to one person. He was not hearing him. He was trying again and again. And this person, somehow Narad Muni was so compassionate, he wanted to make him experience the importance of association of devotees. So he goes to this person and tells, anyway, you're not listening to me. Definitely you're going to the hell. When you go to the hell, ask Yamaraj, what is the association, what is the power of associating with a devotee? So this person leaves his body and goes to the hell, and Yamaraj is there to welcome him. And this person says, Arey, my aspiring spiritual master had told me that to ask this question, that what is the importance, what is the greatness of associating with the devotees? Yamaraj said, actually, I am very busy in punishing the living entities because so many of them are committing so many sins and coming to the hell. Better we go to Brahma and ask this question. So then they take him to Brahmaloka, and there Brahmaji is sitting. The person with Yamaraj is asking Brahma, what is the greatness of associating with the devotees? What is the value of association of devotees? Then Brahma says, actually, I also don't know. Let us go to Kailasha and ask Lord Shiva. Then they go to Kailasha and ask Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva says, actually, I also don't know this answer. Let us ask Indra. Maybe he may be knowing because he dealt with lot of devotees. Then they go to Indra and they ask, said, four of them have no clue. Then they say, let us go to Vaikunta and ask Vishnu himself what is the value of associating with devotees. Then four of them, Yama, Brahma, Indra, and Shiva, take this person to Vaikunta and ask Vishnu what is the value of association of devotees for even one moment. And Vishnu says, this is the result of associating with devotees. Brahma, Indra, Shiva, and Yama themselves have taken this person to Vaikunta. This is the value, this is the power of associating with devotees. We see in the story of Kailash that he was neglecting the association of Narada and he was becoming from Dvipada to Chatushpada, Chatushpada to Apadaka. But here, just by the causeless mercy and the association of Narad Muni, the soul was elevated to Vaikuntha. And Lord said, you have brought him here, so let him be here. That is the kripa, that is the mercy of association and service of a Vaishnava. Sushusho Shadhadhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchihi San Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. So that's why we should be very eager and very sincere in the association of devotees. What it means to associate with devotees? Can somebody give your inputs? What does it mean to associate with devotees? Sharing heart. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Serving them. Okay. Association means service. Yes. Anybody else? Taking the instructions. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Hearing from them. Okay. Helping each other to progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Okay, Mataji is saying that whatever we hear, it should influence our heart. The association of devotees means allowing them to change our consciousness. When we associate with a Vaishnava, we get elevated in our consciousness. When do we get elevated? When we allow them to raise our consciousness. How do we allow them? By hearing from them, by serving them very lovingly and wholeheartedly. So, that is one of the ways we can um, get elevated in our consciousness. So, today morning, I was thinking of what to speak on this verse, and I got a message from a very wonderful Vaishnava, Raseshwar Madhav Prabhu, that today is the appearance day of Sripad Ramanujacharya according to our Vaishnava calendar. And can you please speak something about Ramanujacharya? So then I thought it is a will and a desire of a devotee, then I should do it. So for next 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, we will hear some pastimes from the life of Sripad Ramanujacharya. यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजरुग्मरुग्म व्यामोहितस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणं शरणं प्रपद्ये. In Srirangam, Ramanujacharya was once going to take bath in Kaveri. He sees one retired pujari. He says to this person, are you doing well? Is everything well in your home? This person says, sir, when I was doing the worship, I would get nice Mahaprasadam of Ranganath and I would feed my family and everything was happy. But after I got retired, I'm not getting any Mahaprasadam. And my children, I have got married also. So my children are also there and their sickness and everything. So it's too much of pressure on me. Can you please tell Ranganath to do something? So Ramanujacharya says, don't worry, Ranganath will take care. I will tell him. So Ramanujacharya, after taking bath in Kaveri, he goes back and he tells Ranganath, Are, one of your servants is facing misery. It seems that he is not getting your Mahaprasad. Not getting prasad is one of the biggest miseries for the devotees. He says, he is not getting your Mahaprasad. Can you do something for it? And then Ramanujacharya went, he sat on his Vyasasana and he was giving class. And in between class, he sees one person with big tokri of Mahaprasad walking. And Ramanujacharya could not say anything because he is giving class, he should not speak anything. And he just continued the class. And it was actually Lord Ranganath himself who was carrying a Mahaprasad. And then 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, Saptaha is going on. And every day after Rajbhog, he sees Ranganath going in the hot summer on the banks of Kaveri, going and delivering Mahaprasad to this person. Ramayacharya was so shocked. He was saying, Are, Lord himself is doing. He goes and asks Ranganath, Are, why are you doing personally? He says, you have recommended, you have given me this seva, so I have to do it. How can I not do when my devotee has told me, given me some service? So then, so Ramayacharya felt very happy. And one day he is giving lecture and he does not see Ranganath that day. He does not see anybody going and giving prasad. So Ramayacharya was confused. Are, what happened today? Lord is not going. He went and asked Ranganath, Are, what happened? Why are you not going today? I have found a permanent solution for this problem. What did you do? I sent him back to Vaikuntha. There, so much Mahaprasad is there. He need not worry, and I need not do so much hard work in the hearts and every day going and delivering him. A permanent solution I gave him, and they are very happy in Vaikuntha. He says, Lord, whatever you wish is yours. So that is the power of associating, getting recommended from a devotee. Once, a deaf and dumb person was sitting in front of Ramanujacharya's matha, and he would just stare at Ramanujacharya whenever he would go inside his mutt. So once Ramanujacharya asked his assistant, Arey, why is this person always standing outside? He's not speaking anything, nor he's responding. He says, Ramanujacharya is both deaf and dumb. So Bhagavad Ramanujacharya says, bring him inside. Let me talk to him. And then he goes inside. And you know what Ramanujacharya does? He holds his hand and takes him into his internal chamber and locks the door. And all the disciples outside are thinking, what is happening inside? What is Ramanujacharya doing inside? And then they try to peep through a hole, keyhole, and see what's happening. And this person is sitting down, and Ramacharya is sitting on the asan, and he says, Are, can't you chant the holy names of the Lord? Can't you hear Bhagavad Katha? Can't you hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana? He says, no ears, no words. He says, oh, you cannot chant, you cannot hear? Okay, I have a solution for you. And he takes both of his lotus feet and puts on this devotee's head. And immediately he takes a four-handed Vishnu form and goes back to Vaikuntha. And all the people standing outside and looking through the keyhole faint and fall down. Say, what great compassion which Acharyas have showed. Do we have that kind of opportunity? Yes. We just have to take Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet on our head. And we will also get the same destination as that devotee got. That is the assurance which Srila Prabhupada had given us. I'll tell you two stories. In glorification of Lord is most complete when we glorify his devotees. And the glorification of an Acharya is most complete when we glorify his disciples. Ramanujacharya had one of a very favorite and most efficient disciple called Kuresh. Have you heard about Kuresh before? Kuresh was the person who was ready to sacrifice his eyes, who went as a substitute to Ramanujacharya. When Ramanujacharya returns back from Melkote and he says, Kuresh, how could Lord take your eyes? You are such a great exalted Vaishnava. How did the Lord do this to you? You know what Kuresh said? Said, once I was walking on the streets of Srirangam and I saw a Vaishnava coming from the opposite direction. This Vaishnava had put tilak and somehow this tilak was little bit cross. And I was thinking, Are, this person has put a cross tilak. It is not straight, it is not looking good. For that offense I have committed to that Vaishnava by seeing through my eyes, Lord has removed my eyes, said Kuresh. That is the result which Krishna has given me by removing my eyes. Now all devotees might be thinking, what all punishments will we get? Hands, legs, every part of the body. That such is the offense, such is the result of committing offense to a devotee. We have to be very careful in the association of Vaishnavas of not committing an offense. This was out of his humility, Kuresh is telling this. But one can understand the consequences of offending a devotee, knowingly or unknowingly. And you know, when I went to Srirangam, one of the local devotees in Srirangam was telling me this beautiful pastime. Once Kurattalwan was cleaning the angan. You know, angan, aru baita antar Telugulo. So he was putting water. Then somehow one Vaishnava was walking, and somehow Kurattalwan was little bit inattentive, and he put water on this devotee. And then all the water fell and he got drenched. And immediately Kurattalwan saw and he said, please forgive me, I am very sorry. And this person said, he did not say anything. He showed his eyes like this. And then he went. He did not say anything. And then Kurattalwan went, his eyes got plugged, and he came back and he was walking with Bhagavad Ramanujacharya one time inside the temple campus. when a pigeon comes and falls at the feet of Kuresh. That time, Kuresh did not have his eyes. And then he does not understand what's happening. Ramanujacharya says, Kuresh, can you please forgive this pigeon? So Kuratalvan says, okay, Acharya is telling, I forgive you. As soon as Kuratalvan said, I forgive you, this pigeon took a 400 Vishnu Parshad form and went back to Vaikuntha. Then Ramanujacharya was telling, he got another birth as pigeon and he was waiting for you all the while because he did not forgive you. Committing offense to a Vaishnava is also a serious aparadha, and not forgiving a Vaishnava is also a serious aparadha. When a Vaishnava comes to us, when a devotee comes to us, ask forgiveness. Prabhuji, Mataji, I'm sorry. Then we should have that heart to acknowledge what he had done and forgive him. Otherwise, we may have to become pigeons, and in this temple, pigeons are also not allowed. You will have nets, you will have to wait outside till the devotee comes out. So, we have to be careful, not committing offense and forgiving devotees. So, today, here in this verse, where we are hearing about the importance of power of association of devotees, which can remove us from the cycle of birth and death, I would like to tell one last story. Such a great exalted Acharya like Ramanujacharya said to his disciple Kuresh, go to Varadaraja Swami and ask your eyes back. Kuresh says, no sir, I do not want eyes. I have seen you, I have seen my Lord, that is enough for me. He says, this is an instruction, go and ask. So Kuresh goes, he goes to Varadaraja Swami and he prays to Varadaraja, please give me my eyes because my spiritual master is asking me, but I need eyes by which I can see Lord and my spiritual master and nobody else. Varadaraja was so happy and so pleased by this request of Kuresh. He says to Kuratalwan, anybody who gets your association, anybody who is related to you will come back to me. And in Srirangam, Ramanujacharya is dancing, jumping up in the sky and dancing. All the devotees were shocked. They were asking me, what has happened? Why are you dancing like this in between the street? Ramanujacharya says, Lord has given a benediction to Kuratalwan. Whoever is related to him will go back to Godhead. I am also related to him as a guru. So I will also go back to Godhead. Such a great opulence we have if some devotee is saying, oh, Pranavananda Das, I know him. Then done. Life is successful. We should please devotees in such a way that devotees feel that we are their property. If we could do that, then we are in the most safest zone. Do we have this kind of opportunity? Yes. We have the same kind of mercy accessible to all of us in the form such an easy password to go back to Godhead. In our temple, most of the devotees, they have locks to the laptop, they have locks on their lockers, they have locks to the uh, cab, luggage trolley bags and everything. And you know one strange thing, anybody can open maximum numbers of locks just by using Srila Prabhupada's birth year. Anybody you ask, and if you try that password, mostly it will work. The password which is going to work for us when we go back to Godhead is also Srila Prabhupada. It is Srila Prabhupada's books. By taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's books, by taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's Vani, by taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's temples, by associating with Srila Prabhupada's disciples, by taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, is what is going to make our journey back home, back to Godhead very easy and not becoming Ekapada, Dipada, Tripada, Chatushpada, Apadaka, and Prabhupada. Which option do you choose? Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any question?
Prabhuji is asking anybody has any questions or anything to say? Anandmai Prabhu, would you like to say anything, Prabhu? Okay, thank you so much for not asking any questions. And please keep us in your prayers that we do some good service to Haru Guru and Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Brinda ki. Jai Srila Prabhupada.